Hello all you deer hunters out there. I'm Charlie Messina. I own Competition Game Calls in Wilmington. We make and sell turkey calls, deer calls, Sika deer calls, Sika deer scent, whitetail scent, owl hooters, crow calls. There's 27 products that I sell. But I'm here today to give you some insight on whitetail estrus and Sika deer estrus. I'm finding out through Facebook there's a lot of people, plus phone calls I get, a lot of people out there, hunters, they've been hunting for quite a few years, don't know anything about deer scent, how to use deer scent, and don't know how to use deer scent. So I'm going to give you some insights on deer scents, where it comes from, how they get it, and how to use it. Okay, first of all the deer scent you see in the stores, you got Code Blue and HS Scents and whatever, okay? It's all collected at deer farms, okay? They herd the deer farms like cattle. They put them into an enclosure, okay, like a big barn. It has stainless steel floors and it has drip pans in the floors. They'll keep the deer in those enclosed areas overnight, and they'll pee and poop, and the fluids go down through a grating into a catch pan, which is funneled down to a catch basin, and from there it is filtered out of the feces and any other stuff that gets in there. It's filtered and then it's bottled in gallons and put in the refrigerator to keep cold before they send it out. And then the deer are released and they do it again. Now they do this all year long, except for when the does or the Sika hinds actually come into estrus, which would be late September and middle October, okay, they can take it from the deer at that time without administering a pheromone, okay? All year long they can administer a pheromone to a deer and make them come into estrus anytime they want. If they inject them one day, 2 days later they come into estrus, they put them in the enclosure and they get the urine from them. That's how urine is collected in these deer farms, okay? So what I'm about to tell you now is how to use this deer scent, whether it's whitetail estrus or Sika deer estrus. Let me tell you first about the Sika deer estrus. This is the first year I'm using it, okay? It comes from a Sika deer farm, okay? It got to be good. It's got to be able to do its thing just like whitetail estrus. Okay, so this is the first year I'm using this, and I hope that you buy some from me, and I hope you use it, and I hope to get some good results back, and maybe some pictures post on the Sika deer groups on Facebook showing that it does work, because this is the first year I'm going to be using it. But quality control is the main factor with me. I'm a one-man operation, okay? I bottle it, I package it, and I sell it. And when I store this, okay, after it's bottled, it's in a cool, dry place. Sika urine or whitetail urine goes bad when it's put into a heated area in sunlight, and when you use maybe like a half a bottle of the urine, a lot of air gets into that bottle, and air will downgrade the scent, which makes it go bad. It's just like making wine. We're in my wine cellar in my trophy room also right now, and I know a little bit about making wine. Now let me show you a little bit. As you can see, I make a lot of wine, okay? You see all those plaques on the wall? That's me winning or coming in first or second in wine making contests. These are turkey calling trophies. There's an elk I got in Colorado. Here's a couple deer that I got with the scent. Here's another few deer, Pope and Young quality, that I got with the scent. I got about 40 of these things hanging. I have another room. I'm not going to show you right now, but I have another room full of deer heads. So the whitetail estrus I've been using since I was 16 years old. I started using Davy Brackens and then whatever else came up after that. And I've been very successful using scent. So let me tell you a little bit about scent. Number one, you got to keep it out of heat, out of sunlight. Keep it in the cooler when you take it hunting, and when you're done at the end of the day, put it back in the cooler with an ice pack. When you get home, put it in the refrigerator. Once air gets in, it starts downgrading it. Okay, heat downgrades it, light downgrades it. That's why it's in these dark bottles, as you can see here. All right, this is whitetail estrus. You ever see this advertised? Okay, it has an eyedropper. So you don't get any on your fingers, and you open up the bottle, you pull it out, and you drip it on your applicators or your bombs you're going to put out in the woods. And this is the Sika. All right, now what I do when I walk into the woods, I usually use a drag rag. If you don't know what a drag rag is, it's a long string with a rag hanging on the end of it. And I use one of these that I bought from HS Scents. Has a tassel on the end, long string. You pull it out, it's about 5 feet long. You could clip it to your belt and walk down near your stand. Do not go to your stand with this drag rag after you put your scent on here. All right, this tassel will absorb your scent. So I hang it up maybe 15 yards away from my stand. Don't take it to the stand with you, because the deer will follow you tracks right to your stand. Don't put it on your clothes, don't put it on your boots. Okay, so I put one of these out. Okay, and what's nice about it, at the end of the day, you can wind this thing up, put it in your container here, snap it closed. You have no mess, you have no drip, and I put it in the refrigerator when I get home. Don't leave it in the truck, don't leave it on the dashboard. That's a no-no. I have two other things I use, and by the way, you see this white stuff on here? This is reflective tape. That reflective tape is so you can find your unit at the end of your hunt when it's dark. So if you hunt in the morning, you go home for lunch or whatever, take them with you. Don't leave them out in the woods. You want to go in every time, put it out fresh. Now here's these pop-up canisters. I have the red reflective tape around them so you can find them in the dark with your flashlight. Okay? Pop-up containers. Okay? You put a few drips on these things like this. Has little hooks. Hang them on your trees 15, 20 yards away. I usually do it in a triangular fashion around my stand, not on my stand. Don't put anything on your stand. Now, one more other thing that you can do. See these little spray bottles? You can get these at any Rite Aid or Walmart or whatever, back in the women's section where they got their makeup and stuff. You can put your urine in here, and while you go into the woods, just start spraying on the vegetation around you on the way to your stand, but not at your stand. Remember, you don't want the deer to follow the scent to your stand. You want them to follow the scent 15, 20 yards away. Remember that. So this is a real good thing to use. And it's got a little cap on it so it doesn't leak and get all over your pockets. But remember one thing, whenever you're using scent, and this is the most important thing you need to realize, scent will not work if you stink. So if you go out in the woods with clothes you wore for 2 days and you sweated in and you got BO and you didn't shower with unscented detergent or shampoo, you're going to smell like a human. So if the deer comes in and he spooks, he's not spooking from something natural like that scent. He's going to spook from you. Remember that. You got to go in the woods absolutely clean. Your pack, your gloves, your face mask, your hat, all your clothes, everything you got has got to be clean. And I don't care if you wear the most expensive garments Under Armour makes or Scent Shield makes or anybody makes, that scent can still get out of it and the deer can still smell it. You have got to be clean from head to toe, and everything that goes in the woods with you, your pack, your bow, your gun, everything needs to be neutralized from scent. Remember that. So, remember these key facts. You can use scent Don't go right to your stand. You're doing a drag rag, okay? Put your scent bombs 15 to 20 yards away from your stand in a triangular fashion, so you got something in front of you or something to the side and behind you, okay? Take your canisters out of the woods when you leave, put them in the refrigerator, keep them cold, keep the bottle cold that you used it from, and you'll be fine. So the next video I'll be making sometime real soon is how to use the Sika deer call, how to use the bugle call, and I also have a hind call, and I also have a new mouth call that you can bugle with or use for hind calls. So with that, I'm ending this. Good luck, and if you need to get in touch with me, go on Competition Game Calls eBay stores. I got a store, I sell everything on eBay, or you can give me a personal message on Messenger. And good luck. I hope you post something with using this stuff.